Hello, welcome to the channel. I don't have an intro yet or anything like that, though I could probably make one. Probably. We'll see. I mean, I should get an intro. Anyway, hello. I'm Celestina Blooms, as my name says, and that's probably why you're here. If not, welcome. And this is my first video on this channel. I do not know what I'm going to do with this channel at all. I just figured I should start a YouTube channel. Since I'm already on the internet, people might as well hear from me directly, you know. If you do not know what I do, which you may or may not, depending on why you're here, but I am a mattress actress, also known as a porn star, but I'm not quite a star yet, so I'm not going to use that term. Yes. I'm probably going to edit this video to edit out the awkward pauses and stuff. This is going to be interesting. So I wrote down some things to talk about here in my introductory video. Well, we'll go over them. Oh, it is getting hot in here already. All right, let's just take this off. Just, yeah, we're stripping even on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Better for everybody? I think so. Okay. So, who am I? Well, I said what I do, said my name. Backstory. I grew up in the Midwest and was homeschooled, kind of isolated, not like the Christian homeschooled, but like the hippie homeschooled, that kind. And I was a late bloomer and lost my virginity at 19. And what else can I say? Yeah, moved to California to lose my virginity. Actually, funny story. Funny but kind of boring. I don't know. Well, boring to me because it was my life. But yeah, met someone online. Took a bus across the country to meet him, just because I liked him, and he seemed like the safest person. Not that I had a lot of people to compare to, but yeah, it was definitely like a very risky thing to do, but it turned out fine. He's like the safest, nicest person that I've ever met, and we've been together a long time and all that stuff. Still technically together, but like we're not here to talk about my relationships and stuff. We're here to talk about me.
Are you done with the dryer?
Yep.
Oh, because you forgot to turn off the fan.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Did you clean the lint tray?
Yeah, I don't live alone, which is part of the problem. Right? No. Yeah, I don't live alone. And that is part of why it's hard to like film content and stuff. Okay, but backstory. Back to the backstory. I moved to California, and then yeah, so I met the guy, and then a few-ish months later, once I graduated my homeschool high school, then moved to live with him. And then I started webcam modeling. Now we're getting into the topic of how I got into sex work and porn and all that. So yeah, I started with webcam modeling, and back then my I was not Celestina Blooms, I was Crystal Aurora Goddess. There's a car, I don't know if you can hear. Yeah, whatever. And I wasn't that good at webcam modeling at that time. I mean, you know, I was just learning for the first time. And I also wasn't even that sexually experienced. I was learning a lot. And yeah, I did that for like a few months. And then, because I wasn't making like a lot of money doing it, I decided to, try another job, another career. And so I went to trade school to learn to be a massage therapist. Not the kind of massage therapist, but the actual therapeutic kind of massage therapist. Yeah, and then I started doing that, and I was really into that. I was like, this seems like it could be a good job. And then COVID hit, and then I couldn't do that anymore. I had like just gotten a job in it, and I was just finishing up the massage school. But yeah, then I couldn't do that anymore. So then I started the webcam modeling again, then with a new name, Celestina Blooms. And I got the name. Some people asked why I chose the name. Just liked the sound of it, and it had good numerology. that's the real reason. Numerology that sort of was similar to my birth name, but was better, in my opinion. Yeah. We won't get into numerology because I'm sure that's not why you're here. Though I don't know, maybe we could make videos on it, but it's not something that I know that much about. I just know enough to, know about my own, kind of like astrology. It's very much like astrology. Anyway, yeah, so did the webcam modeling again for a little bit, and that time I had also picked up a little bit more of a work ethic from massage school and starting to, work and all that. So I felt like I was doing a little bit better. I was like, I could keep doing this. And also, it's like, why did I stop? This was fun. But I have a really bad internet connection in this place where I've been living this whole time. So one of the other problems with this place is that I do not live alone. So okay, so my phone stopped recording, probably because my storage is full of porn. And yeah, I adjusted stuff. I think it looks better this way. Now, I had continued talking for quite a while after that, so I don't remember what I said. So we'll just have to continue regardless. So, as I was saying, yes, I had started webcam modeling again, and I was like, this is pretty good. But my internet was bad, and I don't live alone, and so it was difficult and stuff to be just like live streaming and through talking to the viewers, but like it just wasn't working very well. But I was like, well, why don't we try OnlyFans, where I just upload content, because I could upload stuff. The internet was fine for that. And then I also needed a place to promote my OnlyFans, so I started a TikTok account. And my TikTok did quite well. Over time, over the course of like 2020, I accumulated like 30,000 followers. Yeah, nice little following. And yeah, my OnlyFans did pretty well once the TikTok started doing well. But then TikTok started changing how they run things, and then they started deplatforming all the sex workers and sex educators and kinksters and anyone like that. Just like anyone they could find. It's like, okay, you're out. So the atmosphere on TikTok has it felt a little bit less safe now, I guess. People are gonna be like, though, but that's a kids app. Well, it's not really any more a kids app than like any other social media, like Instagram or whatever. It's like 13 and up is like what it says that it's for. And we always clearly mark our content as for adults, and TikTok does a pretty good job of like generally keeping different types of people in their own little avenue of TikTok, where like generally the kids will kind of all just interact with each other, and the adults who have certain interests will all kind of just interact with each other. Like there isn't, and like we're not naked on TikTok. That's not a thing. And if it is, then yes, they should be removed. But it's not what was happening. They were just like, oh, you do porn? You you do porn, but you haven't even mentioned porn? Gone. Or, oh, you're educating people on how to be safe. Oh, gone. Yeah, TikTok's, yeah, but I still have a TikTok, but the one that originally did well is probably gonna get deleted at some point. Every time I log in, they're like, you could lose your account with one more violation. Gee, that's encouraging me to post stuff. So I have like another account where I've posted some stuff, but I still am not super active on TikTok. But yeah, like I did okay with the OnlyFans from the followers that I got from TikTok. And then I had Twitter also to promote. And then an agent reached out to me on Twitter and was like, hey, you want to do porn? I was like, well, hell yeah, that's an option. What? Oh, okay. Yeah. It was a little less straightforward than that though. At first I thought it was a scam, and then I was like, doesn't look right. But I do want to do porn. So what are some other agencies? And then I found the scammiest of the scammy agencies and tried to go with that one. And luckily I figured it out before they took me to do whatever it is their scheme is. I don't know what their scheme is, but yeah, like they're called the porn agency. So if you come across them, report them. I don't know how you report websites, but yeah, they had a website, and they also had, well, I assume that they also run this other website that was like reviewing different porn agencies because they reviewed themselves at the top as the best. So clearly they must run that one too, because that was also the website that led me to them. Yeah. So yeah, after I figured that out, then I was like, I went back to the original agent that reached out to me, and he was like, well, yeah, we'll take you, because when I thought they looked scammy, that was just misinformation promoted by the porn agency. Yeah. It's not easy out there. But yeah, I haven't had like bad experiences with this agency, SoCal Models agency. They've been giving me good, clean jobs, and darn it, I wish I hadn't stopped recording, because I know I talked about a lot of good stuff. Oh well. Okay, so I got hair extensions and stuff, because at the time I had really short hair, because in quarantine I had given myself dreadlocks and then shaved it. Yeah, I did some crazy stuff with my hair in quarantine. Like, yeah, I'm kind of like a hippie by nature. That's kind of how I was raised, as I mentioned. But I kind of stopped focusing on that aspect of myself when I came across Bimbofication. Because it seemed like this strange, sort of forbidden thing from my perspective. And I was just like intrigued, drawn in. I was originally drawn in by kind of like the hypnotism fetish side. And then later, when I was on TikTok, I found the, Gen Z bimbos, which is like a completely different thing. And they're not even really related at all. But then my TikTok also kind of blew up a little bit from me sort of well, from talking about Bimbofication on my TikTok, because there was already stuff about that on TikTok that was kind of trending at the time. And yeah, that was kind of why I went blonde. And then the fact that I was then doing porn and that I was able to get like long hair extensions and stuff, I was like, wow, I'm able to live my Bimbofication dream. Yeah, I really like fell down the rabbit hole and stuff because I started as like the hippie with like grown out armpits and stuff. Well, now I'm growing out my armpit hair again and stuff too. But it was just interesting and different. Oh, and also what made me want to really what drew me to the Bimbofication was, well, the fact that we were in quarantine and, you know, it was very, kind of depressed, because I just lost my job and stuff, and wasn't really motivated to like take care of myself and stuff. So Bimbofication, making self-care a fetish, like that kind of motivated me to take care of myself and shower and be sexy, or because that was, my job was related to being sexy, so it kind of all fit together nicely and stuff. But now at this point in my life, I don't really have a need for it. It doesn't feel that same, there isn't really that void that it was filling before. So yay. One of the things that I talked about before the camera cut out was the fact that, like, people think that being like a pretty girl on the internet and doing like sex work of any kind, especially on the internet, that you're automatically going to like do well. Like, people think it's living life on easy mode, right? But it is not, because I did not do well. Like when I first started. Wow, okay, my phone really is full of porn because it cut out again. All right, it's fine. Yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy. Because when I first started, I didn't do very well. Like, I had to learn the skills of the trade. It's not an easy thing. You don't just show up and suddenly men are throwing money at you. You don't just log on, upload a video, and suddenly you're rich. Like, that's people think that's how it works. And it's not how it works. I just want to let you know. Alright, now let's see. What other stuff did we talk about? Or did we not talk about? Yeah, one of the things that I talked about before I cut out is that, well, yeah, I made a list of some topics, and one of them is the why. Why would you get into porn? Why would you do sex work? Why? No. Why? Yeah. Because I wanted to. Now, it wasn't an impulsive thing. I actually spent like a year and a half like contemplating it and researching it before I actually took the plunge. And that, I think that's what everyone should do who wants to get into sex work of any kind. They should do research and like listen to people who actually work in that industry, people who actually do what they want to do. Like, listen to them, see what they have to say. Don't just listen to, people who are like, oh, the degrading, and like don't listen to the people who aren't in the industry. Like, their opinion is irrelevant. Listen to the people who are actually, doing what it is that you want to do, and listen to them, listen to their advice and their experience, and then decide. And it's not a decision to be made lightly, because there's a stigma with sex work, porn, sex work of any kind, and it will be hard to find work afterwards. And like, you'll potentially lose friends and family. Luckily, I have not lost friends or family. I didn't have many friends to begin with. I've gained more friends since starting. Friends, in the industry mostly. And one of the things people ask is, does your family know you do? Mine does. The ones who are adults and the ones that I communicate with, no. The ones that I don't talk to, I don't know if they know. I don't particularly care. But yes. Are they supportive? Depends on who we're talking about. But like, they didn't disown me or anything like that. Like, some of them are like, well, kind of wish you'd be doing something else, but so long as you're happy, the rest of them are just kind of like, okay, whatever, yep, then. I kind of expected or figured or, whatever. I guess they knew me pretty well. And yeah, but yeah, the why. I'm kind of a very sexual person, almost like a hypersexual person. Some people have called me like a nympho. I don't know if I would call myself that, although I maybe have described myself like that at some time or another. But relatively sexual person. And if anything can motivate me to go to work when nothing else will, the fact that I'm gonna like have an orgasm or something is, if nothing else is gonna motivate me, that'll motivate me. Like when you're in a rut, you're like, oh, I don't want to go to work, but oh, might have an orgasm. All right. And getting to meet sexy people and stuff. And not gonna lie, I'm more than a little bit of an exhibitionist. That is probably one of the biggest factors. And one of the first things that I guess motivated me was like exploration. I wanted to explore my sexual side. And the fact that I could make money at the same time, 2 for 1. And like getting to be admired and desired and all that stuff, that's pretty awesome. Definitely confidence boost. I've gained a lot of confidence since starting this job. But yeah, besides that, I mean, it's just a job that I can do. I mean, it's the first job that I've found that makes like a decent amount of money, and also where I can have like control over my schedule. Like that's a huge thing. And like where I can kind of be like creative, but then also have like sexual outlet. But yeah, and like for mainstream porn, it's like you make money like kind of quickly. So that's definitely a motivational factor. For me, I mean, me personally, I haven't been able to make as much with like OnlyFans or webcam modeling because of like bad internet and still trying to figure out how the fuck it actually works and how you do it and how you keep up the fans and how you get more fans and stuff. It's not easy. People think it's easy. It's not easy. People think, oh, you're pretty. You should have tons of fans. Like, it's more complicated. complicated. I don't know how it works. I'm still trying to figure it out. But like with mainstream porn, just like, you know, show up on set and do the thing and try to do a good job, and then no money, yay, you know. Yeah, money and exploration. And you know, people, you know, sometimes think that it's like, you know, like degrading, or what else do I think? That I'm like perpetuating violence against like women or something. I don't know. Depends on like specifically what I'm doing. Not gonna lie, in porn there are some negative stereotypes and things that are being perpetuated and stuff. And some of them I have contributed to a little bit. You know, some of them are about like, you know, women. Some of them are about like racism and stuff. Like so far I had just been, you know, showing up and just, you know, following along with the plot that they gave me, you know, like money was money. But I mean, ideally I would like to maybe, if I'm in the porn industry long enough and become influential enough, you know, maybe I could help change it so that that's not as much of a thing, you know, with women acting younger than legal age, or with interracial being just a black man and a white woman, and stuff like that, you know. Like, yeah, I would like to do good. Like, it's not going to change if we don't try to change it. So, there you go. That's another reason that I'm in it. Let's see. But let's see. If porn or sex work of any kind wasn't an option, then I would want to be an artist, I think. Well, let's see. Okay. We have to be more clear about this imaginary scenario. If money wasn't important, if money didn't factor into what I would want to do with my life, then art. I would want to create art. That is what makes me happy. That's what I've wanted to do since I was, you know, very little. That is something that I'm very good at, still brings me joy, satisfaction, just art. But money is a factor. And the nice thing about porn is you can kind of mix art with it. Mix and match, blend. You can have artistic porn, you can have porn where you're making art, you can, I don't know, we'll get creative, we'll figure it out. But I would like to combine it, figure out how to be an artist as well as a mattress actress. I don't think that's that tall of an order. But let's see, I had another thought. Oh yeah, about, you know, porn being like exploitative, and, you know, well, if you're just in it for the money, then, you know, you're selling your body. I mean, everyone is selling their body with whatever job they're doing, except maybe a landlord. But like, no matter what you're doing, you have to use your body in some way. You have to, you know, use your hands, you know, use your muscles, use your brain. Your brain's part of your body. You have to use your hands or your mouth to communicate the thoughts in your brain. You have to use your body in whatever job you're in. And all work under capitalism is exploitative. It's impossible for capitalism to be a thing without there being some form of exploitation. and sex work is just one symptom of that. So we can't get rid of sex work unless we get rid of capitalism. Like, I don't see it as a problem. I mean, it's only a problem in the sense that needing money is a problem. Like, if we had like a universal base income where everyone could get food and, you know, a house, everyone could just, you know, survive. If everyone didn't have to, you know, like if because we have the technology to automate stuff. So like if all the jobs that nobody wanted to do were automated, that and everyone had all their basic needs met, then what would people want to do with their lives? Like, you know, that's the real question. That's what we want. That's the society we want. We want something where people could just do what brings them joy. Because, like, no one chose to be here. I mean, depends on who you ask. Like, we're born here to, like, you know, learn lessons and stuff. But the lessons don't have to be backbreaking labor, you know? There are other lessons. And, you know, like, we're all here together. We don't, bleh, you know, like, it didn't mean to get philosophical, but yeah, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see what I do with this channel now. I don't know. We shall find out. I will come up with something. Definitely, I will be using it to answer questions. So, leave as many questions as you want in the comments. I have other social media where you could maybe also ask me questions, and then I will also, you know, I'll try to write them down, remember them, and I could answer them here on my YouTube. And yeah, we'll see what I do here. Might get creative, we might get educational, maybe I'll just use it for you to learn more about me. If you care, you might. Some people seem to. I don't know why. But yeah, alright. Like and subscribe. If you made it here this far, then I like you. Alright. Bye-bye. Testing, testing. Hello, is this going to work? I do not know. We shall find out. That looks crooked to me.